still not getting enough gas. Keeps starving out. So I'm having a fuel problem. Nothing. What is happening? I wonder if the carburetor's full of varnish. Flathead screws in front all the way in, gently, until they just seat. Do not over tighten. You can damage the needle. Oh, well, great. I just did that like 10 times. Turn them out 1.5 turns counterclockwise. It says 1.5 turns. So, we'll go in, we'll go half, 1, half, half, 1, half. That's set. Set to the right screw turns. Let's try it again. You know what? I'm an idiot. I bet my timing is off. I bet the timing's off. If it's backfiring. Beauty about ChatGPT. Okay. If your exhaust backfires on a rev, it usually means your timing is too retarded. Thanks. Firing too late. In that case, you may want to advance the timing slightly. Which way to turn the distributor? On a small block Chevy 350, distributor turns clockwise. Okay, so that's top to the right. To advance timing, turn the distributor body counterclockwise to advance it. So to advance it, you're going to turn it left, backwards. To retard timing, to make it backfire like it just did, you're going to turn it to the right. Okay? Alright. Backfiring through exhaust on rev 2 retarded. By turning the distributor counterclockwise about 1/8 of an inch at a time, listen to the engine, check rev, smoother idle, backfire disappears. If you have a timing light, I'm not doing the timing light. That's what ChatGPT is for. Okay, so we're going to take the distributor and we're going to move it a little bit. Okay, so it was right there. We're going to move it about there. Okay? And then we're going to try it. Okay. That doesn't sound good. Okay. Let's go a little baby bit more. I retarded it a little bit. Okay. Now the battery's dead. It's idling. Idling on its own. I mean, it's better. Let's go just a tiny bit more. Just a little bit more retarded. Yeah, I think that's too retarded. Let's try going a bunch the other way. Or maybe I need to go even more. Let's try way over here. It's way too much. I advanced it a lot. It's a lot of advancement on there. Okay. Alright, my battery pack's dead, so I'm gonna charge it up and then I'll try starting it again. And then we can try setting this timing. And then we want it to idle on its own. Something's not right. Maybe not enough. Anything under 1,000 it just shuts off. Is my timing, like, is my distributor getting moved by the engine? This should be spot on the center of where it should be firing. What is happening with this thing? Maybe I'll just go another half turn out. I'm starting to get confused. It's running worse. I don't know why. Retard the timing a little bit. Wow. I didn't even touch the throttle. Something is so wrong with this. I let off, it does. Are you kidding me? You gotta be joking. What is this? What is happening? It was just running. Alright, that's it. It's done. It ain't starting. I'm gonna have to do something with the carburetor or something, because that is ridiculous. I've spent all day messing with different things and no change at all. So that is ridiculous. I'm gonna have to clean the carburetor. So that's what I'm gonna do next time. It must be goodness, you go on there? Wing nut? What I'm guessing is when I ran the tank out, it must have ran up some varnished fuel or something from the bottom of the tank. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, this oil filter doesn't even do anything. It's just free floating in there. That filter doesn't look like it's doing anything. I mean, I'll try starting it up one more time with the air intake on, and that's it. This is the last try. If this doesn't work, it's carburetor rebuild. Alright. I was gonna work on the brakes, but I guess it won't even start, so I was hopefully gonna, you know, change the brakes and drive it up and down the road today, but apparently for some random reason it quit working, quit carbureting. Timing exactly, is it the choke, is it those airflow? I mean, I have everything pretty much set right. I tried this on the, on the manifold. I tried it on the center one, and I tried it on that right side nipple. Those, online it says those all three are the correct spots for that breather. I mean, I've got the electric choke hooked up. I've tried the electric choke in every single position. I tried the timing. Like, I tried every combination of everything. I tried messing with the idle, turning it up, turning it down. The fluids are good. Oil's good. Oil's been clean since I bought this car, so I know there's no head gasket leaks or nothing because the oil is completely good and it doesn't smoke. It's never burned oil or anything, and it runs good when it runs. So, it's just acting like no fuel or choke-ish kind of stuff. I think I have a rebuild kit. Do I have a rebuild kit? I thought I bought one when I bought the car. I think that's what this is. Yeah, look. I got a little tiny... I have this thing. I mean, if this will fix it, because I'm pretty sure this is for that carburetor. It's brand new. Because that is something I will do. I had plans, like I said, I had plans to be driving this thing today. And this was unexpected. Because, I mean, it was running. I mean, yesterday it was kind of doing the same thing, but not as bad. It's a lot worse now. And like I said, if you look at that fuel filter, I don't know if it's even doing anything. It doesn't look connected on the one side, and it just kind of floats in there. So I don't even think the filter's doing anything. And that might be why, it's not running right. I bet probably pulled some stuff up from the bottom of the tank or whatever. It's clogging it. So, alright, so it's another day. It's been a couple of days since I've been back out here. And I bought some carb cleaner. I'm going to try taking this carb off. And I've already got the fuel line right here disconnected. I disconnected vacuum lines. I disconnected the throttle already. That's just kind of easy stuff. And we'll go ahead and get this crack free here. Boy, those are loose. Look at that. They're coming right free. So maybe this has been... Yeah, look at that. That's just loose. That's just finger tight. Come back here to the last one. And yeah, those are all really loose. So that's not a good sign. And the pheasants have been breeding, so I figured out that's what that noise I've been hearing constantly the other day was. It's breeding season. Okay, now we got to snap this fuel line off. I'm gonna replace in this filter because if you look at it, it just floats in there. It doesn't actually do anything. Everything is out of the way that needs to be. Tuck that up here. Alright, I cut up one of my old shirts that I don't need anymore. And then we'll have a nice clean area to work on. So we'll get this. It's gonna be my workstation. Boom. And then these are for my sleeves. Those are going to be to clean it. And then this is what I'm going to use to stuff in the intake here. So we'll get the logo part on the inside. And then this should just plop right off. So there we go. Boom, plops right off. We're gonna set it right. Take a look inside there. Pretty clean. That's extremely clean. So we'll take our rag here and we'll do that. Stuff it in these holes. just like that. And that should keep all the stuff that's flying around from getting in there. We got our vacuum port on the back side. That's good. All our studs are tight. That's good. And that'd be a good time to probably clean out all these leaves and stuff. I'm not too worried about it. First thing I wanted to look at on this is if we flip it over here. Oh, we got some fuel coming out. Let all that fuel go. Oh, that is varnished. Look at that. Man, that is really varnished. I think that might have even just been my issue too. It's just that little slot right there. And if that's open too much, it won't idle. That's your fast idle thing or whatever. Let's get my shirt cleared off here. Oh, that went in my eye. I see why that other dude online said wear eye protection. Okay. Let's get the front side. I'm just getting the outside of it kind of sprayed off here. Spray it on the top of this again. Let's put this clip back so we don't lose it. Boom. Now we'll unscrew the top. Just cracking loose all these screws that look the same. Then we'll get these. I don't know what order they go in. I think they're probably all the same size, I would imagine. So we'll go ahead and test that. Yeah, they are all the same size, it looks like. We'll still kind of take them off in an order here. And now, give it some love taps. Okay. Somebody was telling me I should take out these plungers. Oh, look at that, the floats are stuck. Oh, they're stuck down. Oh no, they're stuck. See, that other one's stuck up, and this side is completely dry. It's corroded in here. Grab that kit that I have real quick and see what's in there. What the heck is this thing from? It looks like a new gasket. Oh, nice. I actually needed one of these for the top. And it looks like that it does need to be changed, as you can see right there. And then this would be going, you know, right there. But it's got this big chunker on it. I think that would be fine on its own. I've only got one of those gaskets. There's none on there. So that's pretty much done. We're gonna put those new gaskets on. We got a spring right here. Look at all the gunk in there. Look at that. What is that? Looks like caviar or something. It's like green. There's some chunks in there. It's very green and varnish and not good. Not good at all. So let's start taking some of this stuff off here. I'll take off this plug. We got two floats. Could throw those on if we want to. We've got a new spring. Maybe we should throw that in. We've got a couple of gaskets for the other side, I think. We've Got some new needles. We'll have to throw those in. Oh, we actually got a couple of them in here. It looks like they just threw a bunch in. We got some clips, a little retainer, some more washers. We got a plastic washer. I'm not sure what that plastic thing is for. Assume this is a plunger. And then, oh, we got a little ball in there. Some clips. Okay, let's take this apart a little bit now and see what we could do. Let's clean this top part and get this done and out of the way with. Okay. Alright, so I got this top part pretty much clean. I'm not going to go through these pin things because I can feel that they're springed. They seem good. I'm not going to mess with them. And out. Pull this up. This slides out. This drops down. Compare the old and the new. The old one is actually bigger. They feel exactly the same. The old one has a bigger plunger radius. It's not broken or anything, so they feel exactly the same. I am going to put the old one back in because I think a bigger is better in this case scenario. Boom, that's done. This is clean. So to keep it clean, we're going to leave it upside down on that tire. Spray this inside out. Clear all this stuff out. It's just green. This will fill up a little bit. All right, now let's take off. Okay, looks like there's a gasket, some stuff underneath it that I should probably clean. Okay, the gasket looks fine, so that's all working properly. Boom. So that's good, that's clean, that's ready to go. Okay. Throw the bolts in it. Oh, that almost went directly in my eye. That was close. Okay, I'm back. I was just hoping my grandpa, he's redoing the floors. He just had to tear them all out of his house and I was helping him. So we got one of these pumps off. I'm going to clean this other one. And then I'm going to pop off this thing. And then I don't know if I'm going to take these out. I probably will. Just a quick spur some down or whatever. But I'm going to get this one cleaned. You guys saw me clean the other one. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Spray down in here. Spray through all these little tubes and everything. And make sure flow. I get flow through one side and through out the other. And then I'm going to take off this thing right here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to spray through every hole. Make sure it sprays through. I'm going to spray through every single thing I can find. And then I'll come back to you guys once I have this all pretty much sprayed out and cleaned out the best I can. Okay. So I've got the thing pretty much completely cleaned out and ready to put back together. Just gonna do a quick squirt in there. Normally you'd soak these in water and make sure they float, but I'm sure they're fine. Okay. We got those are ready to be put in. Any varnish or anything that's on there, this will smooth it out. Yeah, nice and smooth now. Same with the other one. Wipe all that varnish off until it's nice and smooth. Grab this, slide it through very loosely and kind of wiggle it around. Give it a twist is how I'm getting these in. You just twist it in. Yeah, they're kind of sticky. But you want to make sure they come up and come down. And they are. Okay. So all that stuff is done then. So now we just need to pop this back on and then hook our linkages back up. Drop this down. Should sit down in there nice and loose. Alright, I loosened these caps and it's set down all the way. And I heard that these are just like idle things, so we're just gonna leave that alone. So we got it to seat now. It's seated. So we'll go ahead and tighten these back up. No play in the carburetor, so we'll start throwing bolts back in. And yeah, so far, oh, here we go. Got the choke. This thing swings up. Okay. Seems like it was before. That's good. Alright, now I've got the carburetor back on. It's time to, I'm gonna tighten down the bolt, the 4 bolts around it. First, let me hook up these vacuum lines. We've got the very left side. This is for distributor advance. The middle, actually, the middle goes to this vacuum line right here. And then this furthest right one, I'm gonna just cap off for now. And then I'm gonna cap off this. I'm not sure what this is exactly for, so I'm gonna cap, I think I'm gonna cap that off, yeah, probably. And now I'm gonna tighten down the carburetor here. Throttle's hooked up already, and then we'll see if it'll start up and run. We'll see if I fixed it. Okay, I'm ready to start it. I changed the fuel filter out. Here's the old one. You can see the gunk and stuff in there. And you can see this filter, it just kind of floats in there. You hear that? It's not even connected. So it doesn't even like, it's not even doing anything. It's just a filter floating in there. So I got one on there that's actually sealed, so it should actually stop the stuff. Grab my thing. I filled up the bowl or whatever with some gasoline. So all we got to do here is start it and see all of our problems have been solved by cleaning the carburetor. Okay. Give it 2 pumps, a little bit of gas. Okay. The fan should be on. It's running. You see the fast idle, that's what this is. As the choke opens, as it warms up, the choke should open and it should idle down. And it just died. Whatever. What exactly is going wrong here? shocked again whenever I touch the car. It's doing the same thing it was doing before. We got clean fuel up to here. Maybe just give it a little bang. A little tap tap. Feeling the oil pressure. It won't start. What the heck? Just until we get her running. Oh, I forgot to cap off that other vacuum line. Let me go cap that off real quick or something. I got a vacuum gauge tester, so we can hook the vacuum gauge up and try to get these things dialed in a little bit. Tuck this down here like this. Boom, perfect. And then I got the cap for that thing. Let's put some more fuel in it. Squirt some down each bowl. It shouldn't be open. Ow, that's hot. Alright, let's give her a go. It's not going to stay running, is it? Where'd my screwdriver go? My screwdriver! Where's my screw? It's gone. It's right here the whole time. So I need to give it a little bit of throttle. Here, I'll show you. So right here, this little pin, I just need to screw this in a little bit and give it a little bit of gas. So we'll try right there. Let's see if she starts back up. idling at? Oh, about 700. Turn that up a little bit. Then we come back to the gauges here. Okay, shut off. It's running. Now it ain't. Let's shut off the key. Alright, so I've got to jack up the car to get up to this fuel line here. And before I start jacking, I'll just show you guys. Really hilly area. Car looks flat from here. It is sitting kind of like, if this is straight, it's sitting with that corner kind of up in the air. You can see this tree root coming down, and you can see that the wheel is actually sitting kind of slanted because it's on a hill right there. So the whole car is going to want to fall with the back going this way. It's going to want to do one of those. And the exact spot I'm jacking it up is going to kind of go like this, so it's going to want to... Alright, let's get started here. I need the biggest board. I'm going to put... I think my jack under this even fit. I think it just barely will make it. No, it won't. It's not even close. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to do a bunch of back and forth then. So I'm gonna get under this jack point right here on the frame. Okay, we'll get that started. We'll crack these wheels free. You want to get most of the weight off of the car before you do that. Okay, and jack is slipping. So what we're gonna do is start putting some wood under here. So start grabbing some of these boards. Toss them under. Just like that. Give our jack enough space. Shout out to whoever I was playing Call of Duty with. I was talking to them and they're saying, well, we live on a farm. They said, we jack stuff up all the time on wood like this, and they live on a swamp too, so same kind of landscape. And they said, yeah, we always use the blocks of wood as well. Should have no issue with it. Okay, actually, I'll use this one for the jack, I think. Should be able to let the car down. There we go. Grab this piece of wood. Put it right here. Put the jack on here. And I'm gonna flip this board around actually. That way it's flush with the other board. Put the jack right here. Get the jack in point. Lift it up higher. Okay, get the wheel off the ground. Here we go. So the car's up in the air pretty good. Get the battery charging. Now I should be able to take this all the way off. Every single one of them is going to fall in the leaves. Get this wheel out, and we gotta get right there. You can see our fuel line right there, completely pinched off. So we're gonna have to change that, and I think that's gonna fix our problems here. Okay, we're gonna need a flathead screwdriver right here. Okay, so this is the fuel line right here. You can see that gnarly pinch in it, and I think that's what's causing the fuel issues. Let's see, these are the fuel, what do you call them, breathers. Let's see here. Looks like we just have, yeah, just this rubber line right here. Taking this off. Get this other one. Hopefully I don't have to cut this. There's so much rust. Oh, that one came off easy. And we got fuel all the way down my arm now. Okay. Now we just need, should make this top one a little bit easier to get off here. Alright, let's get a knife. It's like on the holes like that much. It's just completely sealed, so here, I think I have one right here, yeah. Maybe that's like a relief cut. There we go. Now, let's get out of here. Other than the spot that I cut right there, obviously, we have, it was sitting in there like this. So, I mean, that's what it was like in there. So you can imagine, fuel has to pass through that before it could get up here to the carburetor. And this is probably what was causing our issue. I'm gonna get some fuel line cut, and I'm gonna measure this out, and then I think I'm gonna replace this vacuum line that was sucking shut. It was doing one of these where it seals shut completely with the vacuum of the engine. All right, I got the new fuel line right here. So we're gonna install this. I had to run into town to get it. Took a couple hours. All right, let's get this put on. I'm gonna do the top one first. Okay, that slips on there really easy. And then we're gonna push this one on. Okay, went on there nice and easy. I got a piece of rust in my eye. Ow. Well, as this piece of rust is stabbing into my eye hole, these set up too. But it's working, it's good. I'm gonna test it out now. Time to see if that fixed our problems. Got another crankcase vent hose I'm gonna throw on here real quick too, because this will be easy to throw on. And this line is just so thin and flimsy, and this one is not. So you see the difference right here. I think I might have got the wrong size hose, but you can see just how thick it is. You know, it won't squish as easy as the other one. So we'll get this off and change it. All right, we gotta get the car on the ground before I start it, just so I don't. Oh, that's great. Gotta get the car on the ground first, just so it's just safer, you know. So I'll get this tire back on, pull this wood out, and slowly jack it down. I wonder if I'll need to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to drop it on the wood. I have to drop it on the wood, and then I'll have to pull that piece of wood underneath the jack out, and then re-jack it up. It's a process you have to do each time, because the jack doesn't reach high enough and it's not low enough to the ground to fit under the car with the piece of wood. It's a little bit weird. Just go in there, would you? There you go. Alright, she ain't going anywhere. Now we can, yeah. And then we drop it down. There, it's on the piece of wood. Pull this one out. Pull this piece of wood out. And then we put the jack back under, tighten it. Now we got to get this wood out. And there we go. Okay, now we let the jack down. Okay. Alright. Now we can see if it'll start. And a vacuum gauge right here where we can see it. Fix the fuel line. Let's see what that did. I got the keys are over here. Hold on. Just a minute. You know, I was trying to use these keys on my Oldsmobile over there, and I didn't realize it until like 5 minutes. I mean, it's the same. Yeah, you know what I mean. You're just using the wrong key. so I guess this thing needs to be plugged off. We'll let it warm up and then we'll tune that gauge. If it'll stay running. Right now it's running on that electric choke right there. That's the throttle it's giving it. Okay, sitting at 1200. That's good because it's on the choke still. Pretty good. It's working. Let's have to see how long we can get it to stay running. If we can get it to stay running longer than like 3 or 4 minutes, then we fixed it. And my grandma came down here. You ready?
It's running.
All right. Yeah, I got it. It's just that fuel line. Perfect. All right, so now that we got the car actually running, what I'm gonna do is open up the radiator so that if the thermostat opens and there's no coolant in there, it'll suck that in. So we're gonna let that run, and then we're gonna mess with the vacuum on the carburetor a little bit, see if we can get it to run better. Okay, so that on, key on, and give it just maybe give it a full pump, let it off, let the choke reset. The choke is closed. It's flooded. It's flooded. Look at that. Water out of there, just little tiny droplets. I think that might be fine. It might just be moisture likes to creep up in the exhaust when it's sitting out here. You know, moisture creeps on everything. coolant flowing. We got the temperature gauge just came on. So let's turn down the idle a little bit. What it's at. Pretty much 1,000. Okay, we can get it a little bit lower than that. Like 700. And it's idling. I got no brakes. Listen to that cam. Get that melted plastic off of there. Looks like the thermostat opened up. Ah, my coolant's in the trunk. I guess it'll be a good time to see if it'll start back up. We're sitting cool. Sitting cool, it's running good. We gotta get some of this in there. This is just water. Oh, it's good. I just couldn't see the level. It's got some in there. I'm gonna stir it back up and top that off. We want it to run longer than that. Maybe we can mess with these idle screws a little bit. Alright, half, one, half. Got some of that stuff floating on the top to get out. That's just kind of rust and carbon and stuff. Degraded hose line, it looks like. That is boiling. Okay. Idling good, it's staying at 170. Idle's good. Staying cool. Just gonna run it for like another couple minutes and make sure it stays at 170. Make sure it doesn't just climb all the way up, you know. I forgot I hooked this up. We got cigarette lighters so you can check voltage or plug in a phone charger, you know, whatever. You just gotta hook the ground wire up right here to something right there. Well, actually, I have the switch grounded. I don't know why I didn't ground it to that. Maybe I could. Maybe that's why it's unplugged. Maybe I just had to slip back there and slip that on for this to work. Okay, the temp is going up a little bit. It's on 175 now. So I want that to see how high that climbs completely. I got my gas gauge, still isn't working. Is the horn? No, I don't have it hooked up. Sitting here running good though. It just sounds strong. I don't know how to explain exactly what, but it sounds mean is the best thing you could explain. We tap on my timing just a hair. Yeah, that's good.
Otherwise you're going to burn your torque into the...
I'll check it again, but it should be fine. I'll check it again, but it's fine. I checked.
What that is, the hydraulic pump, and if it runs without fluid, it'll burn right up.
I checked it on Monday and it's full, so I'll check that. Can't tell. It looks empty. Yeah, it does look empty. I should have some in here. Dextron 3. Yeah, Dextron 3. So it says on here, use Dextron 2, trans fluid only. Yes, it says it's backwards compatible, so we can put that in there. I just need a funnel. Where's my funnel at? Where's my funnel at? Where's my funnel at? Where's a funnel when you need it? Okay, we're free pouring it, I guess. Oh, great. Heard something drop. It's just this. Needs more. This would be so much easier. I'm pretty sure I have a funnel in here. There we go. I guess that's fine. Oh. Alrighty. Let's put this cap back on. Oh, dropping everything today. 200. We got 40 pounds of oil pressure, about 45 pounds of oil pressure. We're just gonna keep seeing if that temperature climbs. If it does climb too much, we'll just have to flush the system out, because that just means the coolant is not the right mixture or whatever. The additives are bad, or whatever you want to call it. It is pumping water, it is going. Okay, we're at 205. She's hanging around 200. A little bit stuttery, my timing's a little bit off, but it's pretty close. Slowly climbing. It's right at the bottom. Well, I got it going. Now I got to Double check, make sure it's not that transmission line to the transmission still isn't leaking. I've got to do the front brake line on this side, and I'm going to replace the front wheel cylinder and do the same on the driver's side. And then I'll at least have front brakes and a running driving system to test it, to further test that transmission and make sure I get that vacuum. I think there's a vacuum line that hooks up to here, and I think I'll have to get that on there. But yeah, this rear brake line I couldn't get off, so I'm probably gonna have to make a new one for that, or do some tomfoolery. Got my old Buick rim in here, but it's got a bend in it somewhere on the rim. But yeah, right now I just got the Oldsmobile wheel on there instead. I've only got one of them. These are Buick Rally, that's Oldsmobile. You see the Buick Rallies on the front. Let's hop back in here and check the temperature again. Is that 205? Now we're at 210. Yeah, so it's overheating. Or the cooling system isn't doing its thing yet. It's working, but not completely. But I think that's gonna do it here. We got I got it running enough so I can move it now. But my plan is, next time I come out here, I'm gonna do these brake lines where the car sits, I think, and I'll get those both done. I'll get the front brakes bled so I can at least use the front brakes. And I don't know what I'm gonna do about the rear, but after I get these brakes working in the front, we're gonna do the rear air suspension and new springs in the back, and that'll kind of lift up the back a little bit. You can see it's sort of sitting like really low. If you look at where the rim is in the tire, you know, it's sitting right where the rim is. It's sitting below the rim, the top part of the rim level. So that's sitting way too low. In my eyes, I'd rather have it, you know, above that far than below that far. You know, I'd rather just have it more up off the ground, and it'll kind of stance this thing out a little bit. The only last thing I'm concerned about after I get all that stuff is the exhaust. Well, you can see the exhaust is touching the floor right there, so that'll catch the leaves on fire. And my oil pan slash transmission pan, all that kind of stuff, hangs really low to the ground. So I'm afraid I might have clearance issues, so I might have to do front suspension and shocks too. I'm going to have to do them eventually, but depending on how bad that is, I might have to do them sooner or later. Versus, you know, that's something I could do 6 months, you know, 2 years down the line if it's not that big a deal. But yeah, we got it going. We got about 17 pounds of boost to the vacuum gauge. We got the timing set. We got everything, you know, pretty much set up. We just got to run it long enough to make sure this cooling system's working properly. If it's not staying cool enough, there's a couple things I could do to fix that. There's a little gap right here, and this sucks air through. So if this isn't completely sealed against it, it's just going to suck in air, you know, this way instead of through the radiator. Versus if I get rid of these springs on here, it'll seal completely to that. Ooh, I think that's just coming out of this top one. No, it's coming out of this one. That's leaking. Okay. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Looks like the gasket or whatever isn't seared, right? But yeah, like, oh yeah, the coolant. So like I said, we could do that to keep it cool. Otherwise, another thing we can do is just flush the system. Maybe it's just, you know, dirt and stuff, and maybe the water's a little muddy, and that's why it's not cooling down properly. Versus, you know, if you have clean water, that can cool off really fast. But if you have mud, if it's really hot, will take longer to cool down because of all that dirt and stuff in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and get everything put away here. I've got a lot of stuff out, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time when I'm working on the brakes.